Now
I got it. Sorry, now I got it.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Should I press?
Yeah, you can press. I will try to share.
Done.
Yeah, I have a class. Can you roll off the TV?
Oops, not me.
Are you able to see any screen? Yeah, no, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
No.
I can see you.
I'm not the screen that you want.
You could get that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can see the screen now.
But it's not full, right? Wait,
Yes.
Now it's full. It's not really
Perfect.
full. Still big.
now full, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I am really sorry, but do you want me to off the recording now?
You can start recording. I mean,
It's already recording. No worries.
okay.
The recording is going on.
Let me just put up the chat box so I can see you all checking. Any questions you can put for me? Oh, yesterday's recording, they have not given me the link to upload on the YouTube. I have given my details, so it will be put up soon. I have the recording, but chapter 1, remember, I forgot. I forgot to resume after I paused. Okay, so everybody ready? Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so welcome everybody. I welcome you to this course of Gita Gyan. Gita means Song of God, Gyan is knowledge. So we are here to learn the essence of Bhagavad Gita, organized by ISKCON Malaysia. Okay, Devaki Nandana Krishna Gita Patena Tushyati Yathana Vedirdanena Yagyatita Vritadibihi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita. So here, we are here to pay our obeisance and seek blessings from the presiding deity of our ISKCON Kuala Lumpur, Sri Jagannath Mandir, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra Maharani. Okay, today's invocation prayers specially brought to you by Viji Mataji, right? Viji Mataji. So we can unmute Viji Mataji. She will be leading and we can silently observe, follow at our sides.
Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Thank you so much, Vijay Mataji. You sounded so divine. So divine. Thank you, Mataji. Could you recite for us every day?
Why not?
Yeah, okay. So anybody wants to try this? I actually sent a tune to Mataji, just like how it goes for all our Bhagavad Gita slokas, and she just practice. Okay, thank you. So we move on, pay obeisance to our founder Acharya of ISKCON, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Gita Mahatmya Sloka recitation by Vimala Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome.
Okay, I'll try. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Anyai Sastra Vistarahe Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmat Vinisrita.
Translation Mataji.
Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me? Because I can see I'm frozen. Can hear me? Anybody? Hare Krishna? Kaja, can hear me?
Can,
Right?
loud and clear.
Okay. Hold on, my connection went and came back on the other. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so like as the translation goes, we are in a fast world. Everything is fast moving age, fast food, fast this, fast that, crash course. Okay, so there's no time for us to read all the Vedas. If you remember, I mentioned Krishna gave only 4 lines to Lord Brahma. That was his first disciple, and then Lord Brahma, the original Veda was only 1. Later, Vyasadeva expanded that Veda to 4 books so that the people can understand. And then later on, as the yuga progresses, people became more duller. So the values have to be given in story form. That's why we have Puranas. Okay, so like that, we also have Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita made out of 700 slokas. So many of us do not have time to go through 700 slokas. And even if we go through, we may not understand. There is no guarantee that we can understand. Sorry. So similarly, we are giving essence of Gita for just 18 days. Since you are attentively reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavad, I can tell this information to you. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is equal to the Lord, equal to Lord's. It's about Lord. Bhagavad Gita is by Krishna. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is by Krishna because he gives the instructions. Srimad Bhagavatam is about Krishna. Okay, if you have heard about Srimad Bhagavatam has 18 cantos. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. The 18 cantos speaks everything from the beginning of creation and all the Krishna's incarnations, how the creation happened, this cosmic creation, what consists in, what is inside in our space, everything. So a lot of information about Krishna is in Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita is by Krishna and Bhagavatam is about Krishna. So as I mentioned, you cannot read these scriptures as novel, like eating food or like magazines or newspapers. But mothers can read Gita anytime. It's better than not reading because mothers can be busy. But reading scripture is very good. It's purifying, so you can read. So all of us want a shortcut, but it's not always bad. It's good. It's something better than nothing. Okay. Hold on. Okay, moving on. We are entering a new chapter today. So we are now in 4th chapter. This transcendental knowledge is placed in between 2 chapters of Karma Yoga. Yesterday we did Karma Yoga chapter 3, and chapter 5 is also Karma Yoga dash work in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so Krishna will tell how this knowledge is used for devotion service, how to get this knowledge, where this knowledge came from, how we should get the knowledge, what we should do to get this knowledge. These are what we are going to learn today. So yesterday you have seen how to work for Krishna, the sacrifice. Remember the prescribed duties, do the sacrifices. So Krishna is bringing Arjuna to senses. Hi Arjuna, this is not the first time you're hearing this knowledge. Let me bring you back to some flashback. So I'm going to bring you to nice flashback now. We have sloka recitation by Shobita Mataji.
Hi Mataji.
You're here, yes. Read Mataji.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Ikshvakave Bravit.
Nice. Translation.
The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So
Thank you.
Vivasvan is pronounced as Vivasvan because there's the ba on the A, and Ikshvaku. Okay. So let me introduce you some important terms in this verse. Vivasvan is sun god. Sun god's name is Vivasvan. So if you have not known, now you know that sun god has a name. His name is Vivasvan, right? So sun god is a position, just like Lord Indra, Lord Brahma. These are all position. Like Prime Minister is a position, Ministry of Finance is a position, Ministry of Environmental is a position. So anybody who does certain things, they can qualify to be in that position. Okay, so we have details on how we have different Brahmas in different universes. So you all agree that we are not the only one in the universe, right? I mean, there are so many other universes. So the Brahma in our universe has 4 heads, and there are Brahmas in other universes have many heads, 1,000 heads, 100 heads, 100 heads. So apparently the number of heads, it's depending on the size of the universe. So when there are other universes that are more huge than us, then the Brahma will have more heads. Interesting, isn't it? So these are the information that are available. Okay, so that's detailed topic. So just want to tell you that sun god is a position. It's just additional information for you. Now we go to the next one. Vivaswan Manave. Manave, the third line. I'm looking at the third line. Vivaswan Manave. Manave is referring to Manu, the father of mankind. The father of mankind now is he lives to 300 million years. So now he's like 120 million years. Okay. So next we have the last line, Manur Ikshvakave. Ikshvakave refers to King Ikshvaku. He is the son of Manu. So earlier I mentioned Manu, father of mankind. King Ikshvaku is the son of Manu. So they come in Surya Vamsha. This is he's the forefather of the Raghu dynasty. Anybody knows? Anybody can relate something to Raghu dynasty? Does this name sound familiar to you? You can put in the chat box. Raghu dynasty. Very familiar. Anybody? Raghu dynasty, Raghu. Anybody in our stories you can relate to Sun Vamsa, Surya Vamsa? Yes, right. Yes, you are right. So he's the forefather of Raghu dynasty, in which Lord Ramachandra appeared. Lord Ramachandra came in this lineage. This is not the, so but Krishna is saying, this is not the first time I've given this knowledge. I have given it, but it was long ago I've given to Vivaswan. So that's it. You can follow, right? Krishna given to Sun God gives to Manu gives to Ikshvaku. Now I'm going to go a little bit into calculations. So be prepared. Don't worry if you cannot follow these numbers. Don't worry if you cannot follow this number. I'm just going to give you a rough idea, because yesterday I already went to the different yugas. So I told you Kali Yuga. Anybody remembers Kali Yuga? How many years will it last for? How many 100,000 years? Starts from 400. Anybody can remember? 432,000 years. Yes. And then if you times 2, correct. Yes, you remember. And then before this Kali Yuga, what Yuga was that? Before Kali Yuga, we are going to go back. Yesterday I told you from the beginning. Now we are going back. Before Kali Yuga, it was Dwapara Yuga. Any idea how long Dwapara Yuga lasted? You have to times 2. Everything you times 2. So to be exact, is 864,000. But in Bhagavad Gita, you're given a round figure, 800,000. It's just for your rough idea, okay? And then before Dwapara, we had Treta. Very good. So Treta lasted for 1,728,000 years. Okay. And before that, Satya Yuga. Sorry, I've given the answer. Now, can you tell me how long Satya Yuga lasted? Yes, Satya Yuga. So Satya Yuga lasted. Yeah, you just have to times 2. Okay, so that's approximately, it's more than 1,200,000 years. Treta, I think I didn't write that down, but I have a rough information that Satya Yuga. Okay, Mataji, thank you so much. 1,721. Okay, let me get that right. 1,728,000 years. Okay, so that was like 2. If you calculate everything, you total up, our 5,000 Kali Yuga has finished, and then we have finished Dwapara 800,000 years, and then we have finished Treta Yuga years. And so at the beginning of Treta Yuga, Vivaswan instructed Manu. But before that, much earlier before that, Krishna given that to Vivaswan. That date we do not have. But what date we have is Vivaswan instructed Manu. So assuming that Krishna has given Vivaswan the Bhagavad Gita way before Manu was born. Manu is already 120,400,000 years. Okay. Mind-boggling, right? Mind-blowing, right? So never mind. So that is the just information. That means Bhagavad Gita, this is not Krishna's telling, this is not the first time I'm giving Bhagavad Gita. I've given long ago, 120 million years ago. But at least among the mankind, which starts from Ikshvaku, King Ikshvaku, Bhagavad Gita is present in the mankind, among the mankind, minimum 2 million years. Okay. All right. So that is the rough estimate for you, the history of Gita, according to the speaker himself, Lord Krishna. Okay, now I'm going to recap. Yeah, it was spoken by Sun God, Krishna to Sun God, Vivaswan, because he was also a Kshatriya. Okay, he is the father of all Kshatriyas who are descendants of Sun God. That's why Lord Ramachandra comes from there, Surya Vamsa Kshatriyas. So Bhagavad Gita is as good as Vedas, as I mentioned yesterday, because it's spoken directly by Krishna. Therefore, this knowledge, this chapter is considered knowledge, right? This knowledge is also known Apaurisheya. Apaurisheya means superhuman. Okay, so since the Vedic instructions as given by Krishna is accepted as they are without any misinterpretation, therefore Bhagavad Gita also has to be accepted without interpretation. So why Krishna is mentioning this here is there are so many, like I've been mentioning this from day one, there are so many speakers or philosophers, they speculate on the Gita. They pick something and then they blow it out of the proportion, or they misinterpret it, misconstrue their message, and at the end they give a totally different message. So Bhagavad Gita, as it is, if you can see Bhagavad Gita as it is because it has to be accepted as it is. So how do you accept as it is? You have to follow the cascading of Bhagavad Gita knowledge through a disciplic succession. So this is how Krishna is establishing here. I've given to this person has given to this person has to given to this person. Okay, we move on now because it continues on the next verse. 4.2 is Vijay Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and then translation, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Translation: this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. So this was told in the disciplic succession. I mean, in the sense of disciplic succession, it has been brought down gradually. If you the point here is every time we get knowledge, we have to hear in disciplic succession. If you look at the photo on your right, yeah, along the way it's broken. That's where Krishna says here. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. But it's imperishable. If you go back here, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga. It never perished, but it appears to be lost. So sometimes you have to come and reinstate that lost chain, millions of years, we're talking about hundreds of million years. So yeah, so that happened. So Krishna has to come. Krishna is using Arjuna as instrument to give this knowledge again, right? So okay, yeah, the picture. If you look at the picture, if you look closely, you can see Krishna at the top, right? Krishna, the girl next to Krishna is Radharani, and then below him is Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma's son is Narada Muni. So that's how the succession comes, you see. Krishna, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni. And Narada Muni's disciples Vyasadeva, and it comes down like that until where we are now. Okay, so the person on the Vyasa's son, the seat is Srila Prabhupada, And Srila Prabhupada received the knowledge from his guru received from his guru, it goes back all the way ultimately to Krishna. So that is the chain. Okay. So somewhere the lineage got lost. So I'm going to recap two important aspects here. If you are taking notes, so you can just get this, stressed. The science was given in discipline succession, and all the kings understood that way because it was given to kings, right? Kshatriyas. Somewhere lineage got lost. Okay, now I'm going to give you some additional information. So when later when the admins post the PDF slide for this, these two slides would not be there because I did these slides. This slides part of a subject that I gave the youth, the class for the youths. They learn about this parampara, the sampradaya. So I just extracted two slides and I put in here. Okay, so we will go to that. Okay, this slide and this slide. There's one more here later. I will show you. Okay, now parampara. Also, there's another name, another meaning. Sampradaya. These are two words. It means the same. Sampradaya, sampradayam. You know, you will say right. Sampradayam means usually in Tamil context, the sampradayam means tradition, right? Sampradaya means to hand down or to pass down knowledge. It is also known as parampara, or Guru Parampara, or Guru Sishya Parampara, or basically discipline succession. So if you look at the picture, we are the spiritual seeker, okay, and we have Krishna, God, and the Krishna is battery, we are the light, and we need a wire to connect, and this wire is the sampradaya, the guru, the acharyas, all are the wires connecting us, okay. It's difficult to connect to Krishna without this wire, okay. There's no Bluetooth, there's no wireless, so we need wire. So okay, so you at this point I want to tell you that if you have not noticed, I will tell you, but if you have noticed, then I can just explain to you. You will notice that there are various types of Vaishnavas. If you can see, we have different types of tila, different types of some practices. We can have variances in practices, some variances, but principally we are one. We worship Krishna, worship Vishnu in different form. Only those are the different, but it's ultimately the same. We are all worshippers, different expansion of Krishna. It is the same, but if I want to go into detail, that's a totally different class. So there might be level 2. I don't know. I was told there'll be level 2. So those who are interested to dive deeper into the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, you can sign up later. It's not, I don't know whether it's taking shape already, but I'm just telling you, there are rooms for you to expand that knowledge. Okay. Yeah, I know so many people are asking. So I also asked admin yesterday. So roughly I got an idea. We are not able to say much because it's nothing concrete yet, right? So it's still early of the course. So I'm sure something will take shape. Okay, this is a very interesting slide. Please remember. So when I say please remember, you know why. Okay. So we have all the knowledge coming from Lord Krishna. Okay, so we get that, and Krishna gives that knowledge to people, to us, through 4 channels. 4 channels, yeah. So one channel is what I have explained to you earlier. It comes through Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma's son is, did anybody remember I mentioned Lord Brahma's son is? Mataji's Narada Muni, correct. Bagus. Narada Muni, yes. Narada Muni's, actually I have a more detailed one, but I don't want to put so many names here, then you will get too many names. Then you think, oh, so many names to remember. No need to remember. You just have to remember this 4 lineage. We call it 4 sampradayas. Remember 4 sampradayas. First is Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma gives to Narada Muni. Narada Muni gives to his disciple, who is Narada Muni's disciple? Nobody? Vyasadeva. Very good, Gandhi Mataji. Okay, Narada Muni, after that Vyasadeva, and then after Vyasadeva, then what you see here, Madhvacharya. This Madhvacharya. Okay, so and then after that it goes on until where we are now. It goes to Madhavendra Puri, Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri is Lord Chaitanya's guru, and Lord Chaitanya, all the recent times Guru until Srila Prabhupada, and we are here. So this is our lineage, okay, our lineage. Even, but I will tell you, we do not end here, but I will tell you, I will have to show you the other three sampradayas. So the other three sampradayas, next is Lakshmi, comes through Lakshmi. This is also called Shri Sampradaya. Shri means Lakshmi, okay. So who is the prominent prominent acharya? I call it acharya, like Madhvacharya, and then we have another acharya at Sri Sampradaya. He's very famous. Anybody would like to take a guess? Which acharya comes under Lakshmi Sampradaya? His name starts from R. Sri R. Is very famous. His samadhi is in Sri Rangam. That samadhi, no, Ramanujacharya. His samadhi is in Sri Rangam. They meet samadhi with his original body without any chemical. Apparently, once or twice in a year, they put camphor and the two things. They only maintain the samadhi with these two substances. And apparently, you can actually see the fingernails is still intact. Such a science. So I've been 3 times. You can actually see the body is a little black, just behind this deity, he will be seated behind. He's Sri Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya. Okay, so we have Madhvacharya, Ramanujam. Very good, yes. Next, okay, register already. We have done 2 sampradaya, Lord Brahma, Madhvacharya, and then Sri Lakshmi or Sri Sampradaya. Next, we have Lord Shiva, Vaishnavism that comes through Lord Shiva. The prominent acharya in this lineage is Vishnu Swami. You may not need to remember the names of the acharyas. It's just an overview, okay? The last one is 4 Kumaras. 4 Kumaras are the children of Lord Brahma. Once they are born, they don't want to engage in any of, procreation. So they become renounced, and they initiated this acharya, Nimbarka Acharya. If you want details on you want to read up on them, I can share a link later. So these are the few things you can remind me later. Okay, right. So this is just an additional info because Krishna mentioned about parampara, right? So it's not very strict that one parampara, as long as someone in this 4 sampradaya, then your lineage to Krishna, your link to Krishna is certain. So that's the idea. Okay, now Arjuna is back with his questions. Arjuna is asking, how is this possible? Let's request Prema Mataji to recite this sloka.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, come.
Okay. Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma viveshwatha katham ethad vijaniyam tvam adau proktavan iti. Translation: Arjuna said, the sun god Viveshwan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him?
Thank you, Mataji. So I just run through this. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha, katam etal vijaniyam. All the bars on the alphabet we pull high. Tvamadau proktavan iti. Okay, very good, Mataji. Okay, so if you see how Arjuna is putting his question, how am I to understand Krishna? He didn't say, hey, come on, Krishna, how can you instruct this science to Sun God? Sun God appeared millions of years ago and you appear here, you're contemporary with me. He did not ask like that. How am I to understand this, Krishna? How? So he's not asking in a challenging way. So this is a very good example when we want to seek knowledge. This is how we put forth our question, right? He's asking in a nice way. How can I understand? Sometimes, my daughter comes to me and say, Ma, I know you'll be angry, but I know because you already explained to me, I'm just going to ask you how to do this again. So at that time, you can just only give us that. You don't want to scold because you already did all the cover already. Ma, I know you'll be angry, but I want to ask you again. So like that, Arjuna is asking, how can I understand Krishna? So let us see what he's saying. Sun God is senior to you. Valid point. So that's what he's saying. So if you can, so these are the way Arjuna put forth questions on behalf of us. So let's see how Krishna answers that. 4.5 recitation by Shobita Mataji.
Sri Bhagavanuvacha Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava karjuna.
Charjuna, sorry. Charjuna.
Okay. Sri Bhagavanuvacha Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. The translation is the personality of Godhead said, many, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, I like to recap because I want to maintain the continuation because we are skipping verses, right? So we need to keep the continuation intact. So remember, soul changes body, transmigrating, reincarnation. So anybody did go back and read up on the Shukla or real life examples of reincarnations? So if you have done, then you would have gotten more knowledge. Okay, there are evidences, right? So actually I was told, I read somewhere that a child can remember its last birth up to a certain age, certain months or certain age, and then forgetfulness take over. Later chapter, Krishna will say yeah, the children will do such learning in their classes, so we can look forward for that. So the child, in later chapter, Krishna will say, all remembrance and forgetfulness come from me. He will say that. So we will look at that, why he said like that. Or sometimes how how have you been in a situation where when you see somebody, when you get to know somebody, you immediately connect. And then you were like, hey, I'm like, have known you for a long time. Like I've known you for ages. Like that. In Tamil, they will say, Vittakora, Tattakora, right? Or sometimes nothing would have happened, but you just cannot click with somebody. You just don't have, you don't have the chemistry. So it could be because there were unsettled feuds in the previous birth that you just don't have that good vibe, right? Without anything in particular. So, or some places that you visit, if you have been to some places and you suddenly feel like you belong there. Why do I have a feel that I've been here before, that I lived here before? Why it feels like a deja vu? So there can be some elements of remembrance carried forward when the soul goes from body to body. All this you can read up. This is just my general information for you. So let's come back to the class. So yeah, basically some people remember, some don't. So Krishna is saying here, we've been taking appearance. I've been appearing again and again. You also have been taking birth again and again. The only difference is that I remember and you don't remember. That's why, and apparently when Krishna gives this knowledge to Sun God, Arjuna was also there, but he was in a different incarnation, is a different person. They call it Narayana. So that is the difference between God and Jiva. Krishna is God, we are Jiva. Paramatma, Jivatma. So Jiva, yesterday somebody asked, is Jiva and Atma same? Yes, Jiva and Atma same. So take note that until now, Krishna is continuously sharing some knowledge. Well, what happens if we remember everything from our past birth? Will it fare well for everybody? What happens? Not really, right? I don't think the world will be in order if everybody remembers something from our last birth. Imagine somebody killed you and then you take birth and then go and kill them again. So the cycle goes on. I mean, that's what I think. So everything happens for a good. Yeah, we will go be crazy. The world is already crazy. For nothing, we go and take revenge on something. Or there's a small miscommunication. That's it, the big fight, big war. So imagine if you're bringing over your remembrance birth after birth. So yeah, so it's a good thing because Krishna said remembrance, forgetfulness come from me. So take note that until now Krishna is continuously sharing about knowledge. Bhagavad Gita itself is knowledge. For example, he has given the knowledge on body versus soul, and now he's showing the trace of Bhagavad Gita. Where is it coming from? That he's been there since the beginning of time. Okay, you know, sometimes when you want to look for a book, right, and then you want to see when was the original printed date. You want to see when is the original printed date. So that's how you track, isn't it? So that's why Krishna is giving the tracking. Okay, so we will be going into knowledge again in chapter 9. That is called the most confidential knowledge. Now we are transcendental knowledge, and then we go into confidential knowledge. This is very general knowledge. This whole chapter is about knowledge. Okay, it will be little light compared to our chapter 2 and chapter 3, isn't it? So we will go to the next verse, 4.7. Shobita Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji, I didn't unmute myself.
Okay, okay.
याद याद हि धर्मश ग्लानिर्भवति भारदा अभ्युत्थनम् अधर्माश तदात्मनं सर्जाम्यहम्.
Okay,
Can I read it again, Mataji?
Yeah, can. Mataji, start like this, huh?
Okay.
You start like this. Yada hi dharmasya. You go like that.
Oh, okay. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sarjamiyaham.
Okay, Mataji, can we go line by line? I do, you follow, can? And everybody else also can do at your side. Yada hi dharmasya.
Yada yada hi dharmasya
Glanir-bhavati bharata.
glanirбhavati bharata.
Good. Abhyuttanam adharmasya.
Abhyuttanam adharmasya
Tadatmanam srijamyaham.
tadatmanam srijamyaham. Oh, okay.
Okay, translation, Mataji.
Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself.
Thank you, Mataji. You did well.
Sorry, Mataji.
No problem. No. I like to teach, so no worries. The second round you did much better.
Thank you.
Okay, so here, okay, I'm recapping again. Krishna is talking about the knowledge, how he gives the original knowledge originally he gave the knowledge to Vibhaswan and then went to Manu and then Ikshvaku, and then the line was broken. And then Krishna is stressing the importance of parampara, learning it through parampara. And then Arjuna asked a question, how is it possible, Krishna? You are like my batch. How did you happen to give knowledge to somebody who appeared long ago? Then Krishna said, oh, you don't remember that you've been taking birth so many times, and you were there also when I gave. Only thing is, I remember, you don't remember. So the explanation is that Bhagwan remember, Jivatma doesn't remember. So Arjuna might think, why you have to come again and again, right? So Krishna is answering here. The main reason he comes here is there are 2 points here. Can somebody put in the chat based on the sloka? Rise of irreligion, decline in religious practice. Yes, these two important things. Okay, you got it, huh? There is a decline in religious practice and predominant rise of irreligion. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Very good. All you are correct. Why do we come again? Ushama, I want water. Bottle is outside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How about now? How about now? Water, I need more water. Okay, Mataji, can hear now? Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. So our first point is Krishna is coming here because there is rise of irreligion and decline in religious practice. Okay, the answer is straightforward from the sloka translation. Okay, now my second question is, my second point here is his appearance and our appearances are not the same. My question is, why is not the same? Why do we take birth again and again? Why as soul we change bodies like dress, we take so many lives across the 8.4 million species of life? Why? Why do we take birth again and again? Anybody? Due to, yes, karmic reactions? Correct, you're right. Okay, next, why Krishna appears? Krishna appears because of these two reasons. Okay, we have unsettled business, but Krishna doesn't have those kind of business. He just comes whenever there is a decline in religious practices and rise in irreligion. Okay, and then I have a point here to share with you all. And then we also have people claiming they are God. Okay, you know why? Why there are so many gurus coming? I'm God, I'm Krishna, I'm Shiva, I'm this, I'm that, everything him. Why do they claim? Why people want to be God? Have you heard of this famous popular term Kalki Avatar? Why this Kalki Avatar is so famous? Yes. Hey, what is so special about this particular avatar? Why everybody wants to be the Kalki Avatar? Why? Because remember the scripture I mentioned to you, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks everything about creation, about Krishna's appearances in the past, and upcoming incarnations, upcoming appearances. So it has all the predictions in place. For example, yesterday I mentioned to you one. We learned one sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam where it mentioned that Lord Chaitanya will come, but he will not come. I mean, Krishna will not come in blackish form. He will come in golden complexion. Right? So this has been mentioned and it has happened. It happened 500 years ago in West Bengal. But there is one more incarnation that's yet to appear. It's the Srimad Bhagavatam predicted Lord Kalki will appear at the end of Kali Yuga. Remember, out of 432,000 years, we have just finished 5,000 years and we still have 427,000. Yes, supposedly the last avatar of Vishnu. That's right, Kalki avatar, Lord Kalki. So he's yet to come. I don't know why people are so eager to be the Kalki avatar. So it's mentioned that Lord Kalki will come on a horse with a blue turban with a sword. So the Srimad Bhagavatam has given very detailed information of his appearance. It mentioned the name of the village, the name of the parents, and apparently there is a village there in that name. I think it's Samba, if I'm not mistaken. I read this long ago. You can go and check it out. Okay, so basically Lord Kalki has not appeared, but all these appearances, God's appearance, it has to be mentioned in the scriptures. So like the why I'm saying this, Krishna saying he's coming again and again, and his appearance is mentioned in the scriptures. So you need to tally this information. So we need to really note this point. Okay. So in Kali Yuga, many people claim as God or Avatar, but their details are not mentioned in the scriptures. It should have been mentioned. This person is taking birth here. This person's parents should be here. This person should be in this color. It should be mentioned in the scriptures. So if anybody comes to you say, oh, I have seen this this person, he says he's a Kalki avatar, then you ask which scripture mentioned his appearance. So this is a point to take back home. You need to use this checklist, have a checklist, okay? And this is not the only thing that you have to tick off in your checklist. There are so many other things, like Bhagavan means they should be having 6 features. What are the 6 features? So all this information you need to know, so you can check out, this person does not fulfill this criteria, is definitely not Bhagavan, right? Okay, so big topic. So we're going to recap this verse. Why did God come? Why does Krishna come? So decline in religious practice. Okay, and we have more reason. We're going to come to the next next sloka. Okay, this is a very important sloka and very famous sloka too, because sometimes you can see this sloka coming in front in the beginning of some movies or TV shows, very famous. And who is this? 4.8 Sheila Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Paritrānāya sadhūnām vināṣāya ca duṣkrutām dharma samsthapanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. Translation: to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium.
Thank you, Mataji. Very sweet. So here, Krishna is saying he will not allow his devotees to be broken. Okay, so there is a pastime here. If you can see the picture, this is Lord Narsingha. He came to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Can I just have you to put in the chat box if you have not heard of Prahlad Narsingha's story? If anybody never heard of this story, I cannot cover the story today. I need to give you the information later. But may I just know if anybody doesn't know the story? Vijay Mataji. Okay, Tamari Mataji, good. Okay, Leela Mataji. This kind of stories, right? We need to narrate. So how can we have early session tomorrow for me to narrate this story? It's very nice pastime to show how Krishna comes to protect Prahlad. He can actually come and kill the demon, but he can just, Arjuna can ask Krishna, why you need to come and kill the demon? You can just stay at where you are and just, kill the demon, right? No, but sometimes Krishna has to come to please his devotees. If you can see, what are the 3 reasons Krishna provides in the 4.8? Can I have Prahlad father was killed by Narakasura? No, Aparamataji. Prahlad's father was killed by Narsinghadev. Krishna killed Narakasura. That's the Deepavali story. So yes, I will. Can extend the class, really? Nice. Yeah, it's a very popular pastime among the children. Any children, you tell Narsingha, yay, Narsinghadev. They're very happy. They get very excited. You can see they are not fearful of the feature of Narsinghadev. Lion head and human body. They are not afraid because they know the story behind it. Narsingha comes to protect his devotee. Look at how he is carrying Prahlad like that. So we just stick to the point here. Okay, I want somebody to give me the 3 reasons mentioned in the sloka why Krishna appears millennium after millennium. What is millennium? It's okay, Paramataji, no worries. Time after time. Yuge. Oh. Deliver the pious, number 1. Annihilate the miscreants, number 2. Re-establish the principle of religion. So these are the 3 reasons he comes. Actually, Krishna doesn't have to have any reason. That's the thing. He doesn't have to have any reason except he wants to please his devotees. The other things like killing the demons and re-establishing the religions is the side effects of his appearances. Okay, because your father and mother can be across the overseas, chatting with you over the Zoom, providing all you the money and care over the phone, but it is not as same as they coming personally and giving you a hug, isn't it? Like I'm talking to you all, it's not as same as I just come out of the screen and give you a hug. It's different, isn't it? So that's how Krishna comes, because nobody can please the devotees other than Krishna. Krishna can send all his agents to kill the demons. Krishna can send his agents to re-establish the principles of religion, kill the demons. He can send anybody, but to please the devotee, Krishna has to come. So basically the main point here is to please the devotees, to deliver the pious. Okay, so recap. Our first 2 slokas are talking about the origin of, not reciting this. Oh, sorry, 4.8. Sheila Mataji, did we recite? We did, right?
Yes, I finished, Mataji. You said
Oh,
it
yeah,
sounded
Gandhi
sweet.
Mataji. Okay, so we're going to recap quickly. 4.1 and 4.2, the first 2 slokas were talking about the origin of Bhagavad Gita, how it comes through the Sampradaya. And then I gave you additional info about the 4 Sampradayas: Brahma, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Kumara Sampradaya. And then later Arjuna is asking, how can I understand this, Krishna? You appeared before the sun god. So Krishna gives example that he was there. He appears a millennium after millennium because he due to fall in religion and rise in irreligion. But I can remember, you cannot remember. Then next, 4.7 and 4.8, Krishna giving the reasons why he came. Okay. So these are the 2 important slokas. Most important is this one. The Narsinga Dev's picture, right? Yeah, the climax, I remember. Okay, so why are we... Okay, I'm lagging again. Am I back? I think I went for a moment. Hare Krishna, am I back? Okay, thank you. So question, why are we learning this aspect about Krishna's appearance? Remember, I like to link. Okay, we are linking. What is got to do under the umbrella of this knowledge? Why we are learning about Krishna's appearance? Why we want to learn his activities? Because Krishna answers in the next verse. Why we are learning all this? 4.9 by Ajita Mataji. This is the verse that we did before the class started.
I think we should. Hi. Oh, sorry. Just give me two minutes. Where is it?
Ajita Mataji will recite 2 slokas back to back.
Oh,
You can do it.
oh God, I'm unmuted. You can hear me when I'm grumbling.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Janma karma chami divyam evam yo vetti tatvata yatva deham punarjanma naiti mametti sorjuna. May I confess, I think I made a mistake. You explained earlier, but I have said it not.
Do you want to try it again, or you can go to translation? No problem.
Yeah, I think I'll go to translation.
Okay.
I've said it too many times. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna, Oh, okay.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. So I'm very sorry, it's already 8:30. If anybody needs to leave, you can leave. You can catch up on the slides. Or I would really hope you to stay on, because there's an important sloka coming up on Guru as well. Okay, so we can learn some important terms here. Janma and karma. Janma means birth. Karma means activities. So why are we learning this aspect about Krishna's appearance? Like I mentioned, we need to connect, isn't it? Krishna says, anyone who knows the tattva, this information about his transcendental nature of his appearance, his activities, when he leaves the body, he does not come back. What does he mean by not coming back? That means you're not going to come back to the cycle of the vicious cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. If you know, all these 4 stages involve pain, misery, so much of miseries. So I think I can confidently say at this point of time, many of us already know Krishna performed so many pastimes as Kanna, people call him Kanna, and other incarnations like Lord Rama, Lord Narsingha, okay, like Matsya, all these, the avatars, right? So we also have a famous Damodara Lila. If you see the picture, Yashoda Maya, Mother Yashoda chasing Krishna with a stick. Later on, she ties him at the grinding mortar because he did a mess. He was so mischievous, so she has to tie him. So when we hear all these pastimes like this and Narsingha Dev's pastime, we're going to meditate on this pastime. And when we are involved in this, engage our mind in meditating in Krishna's appearances, his details, his activities, Krishna assures that we will not come back. Okay, simply by hearing, discussing, meditating, Krishna promised that we will not come back. So remember the 3 devotional services that we covered 2 days back? Anybody remembers? Can you put in the chat box? It starts with 3 activity. It starts with 3 activities, remember? Hearing, yes. Next one, the speaking. Okay, Smaranam is remembrance, the 3rd one. Number 2, lagging again. Yes, hearing, chanting, remember how long? Oh, my internet. Okay, can you hear me? Because I think am I okay now? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So because coming back means pain in various forms, birth, death, old age, and disease. How long we want to do this? So that's the purpose. Krishna is telling, discuss about this. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. Okay, that is the essence of this sloka. 4.13, Dr. Ajita Mataji.
Okay. Chaturvarnyam maya shrashtam guna karma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Okay, translation, sorry, I was waiting. According to the 3 modes of material, nature, and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is giving the transcendental knowledge. He's continuously giving. So I will tell you why he's giving this knowledge. So here it's a very famous hierarchy. You have that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. But you need to know that this division is not meant to distinguish people based on their birth, but by their gunas. Gunas means qualities, your nature. So this is a general misunderstanding when people say, people label you as a certain group of people by birth. If you are a teacher's son, are you necessarily to be a teacher? No. When you cultivate your knowledge and your training in teacher, then you become a teacher. You can be a doctor's child and then you can become a teacher, isn't it? So how these people's nature is determined is because how are you associated with these three modes of material nature. There are three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Those who are more into scriptural studies, these are they have Brahmanical qualities. They are more on a mode of goodness. Okay. And then Kshatriya, they are Rajoguna. Rajoguna means passion, because they have to engage in killing. You cannot be so sadhu and go and kill. You cannot, it just doesn't match. But that doesn't mean one is higher another. They have their prescribed duties. Remember the prescribed duties. And then Vaishya, people who are in businesses, farmers, they have combination of Rajas and Gunas. I hope you can check this term. You can Google yourself. Goodness means sattvic. Passion is rajasic, ignorance is tamasic. So Vaishyas, these business people, the farmer, they are mix of rajas and tamas, passion and ignorance, because they are not the Kshatriya type, right? There's a mixture. And then Sudra, there's actually people who serve the people, the other Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas. But these are based on the type of work they do. It's not based on birth. Okay, that's why Krishna said guna karma. Okay, not janma karma. Janma is birth. So it's a wrong conception if you were to say you want to label somebody by birth. No. Okay. So, and Krishna, apart from that, Krishna is saying, but I am above this. I created this. You should know that I am not, I am yet the non-doer. Okay. So why Krishna is bringing up this point? Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya and you need to do the duty a Kshatriya needs to do. Kshatriya means you need to fight. So Krishna is giving us some important points here. Three modes. These three modes, we will go deeper in 14th chapter. Three modes of material nature. So based on the mode, not Janma Karma. Paramis Mataji, 4.34.
Continue.
Mataji. Yes.
Sorry. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprastena sevaya upadekshyanti te janam yanesastatvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, you did very well. I'm sorry, Sarus Mataji or Apara Mataji, which part of it that you missed? I go back here for a while. I pretty much covered the conclusion, right? The three modes. Is it okay? I proceed? Okay, I proceed, yeah. So can everybody hear me? I'm sorry. Kajai, can you hear me? Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we will recap. We already have Paramis Mataji chanted the sloka for us. This is about Guru. What is the process? So we're going to recap quickly on learning, acquiring knowledge via discipline succession. So how this discipline succession is coming from Krishna. So Krishna is stressing a point that you need to acquire knowledge from somebody who have received knowledge from me, or my disciple, or my disciple, or my disciple, my disciple. So you have to obtain knowledge from person who comes in this succession. Krishna does not say, do what you like, learn at your comfort, do your own reading, do your own research. It did not say that, because the fact is that the path of spiritual realization is difficult. So Krishna is saying, find a guru that come from himself, that come from him. So he strictly says learning must be made through discipline succession. And he already said, you make sure you are in this line, then you will come to me. He already given you this process. I don't think you can find this process written anywhere. Very clearly, Krishna is giving us help. Krishna is helping us. Okay, so Krishna is telling us now, how do we do that? How do we learn? Okay, we know knowledge is coming from here. We know that we need to learn this, and we have to learn from a guru. So how do we go about it? Do we have to enroll, sign up for something? So Krishna is saying, approach a spiritual master. Okay, you see these two important terms here. Sevaya, the second line. Sevaya means service. So it comes from the word sevaya, seva. Okay, then the third line, jnanam, knowledge. You give service, he gives you knowledge. Why? Tattva darshinaha. Tattva means knowledge, the truth. Tattva means truth. Darshina means seen. So these gurus, this self-realized soul, they have seen the truth. So they can give you the knowledge when you inquire submissively, not challenging way. You have seen how Arjuna nicely putting his questions. How can I understand Krishna? Please instruct me, Krishna. Like that. Okay, not in a challenging way. So Krishna is giving you step by step how to receive this knowledge. Generally, if you want to learn English, you have to go to English teacher. You cannot go to a maths teacher, generally, right? You want to learn about medicine, you need to go to a medical school. You cannot go to engineering school. So this is the basic process for material knowledge. You have to consider so many things. But when it comes to spiritual knowledge, shouldn't we be careful as well? Where do we go to learn the science of self-realization? Is there a school? Is there a particular teacher that you need to look for? So spiritual knowledge is whatever that we have. We got a glimpse of what is spiritual knowledge about, right? In chapter 2 and chapter 3, we have so much more. So you need to learn from somebody who has digested all this, somebody who has researched everything, that it is correct according to the scriptures. It brings us back to Krishna. There is no misinterpretation. So we cannot spend so much of time to self-read. Even if you want to, you're going to take your whole life to do this. Even to understand a normal material knowledge, right? In school, you cannot have just too many books. You're going to get confused. Finally, you go and approach a teacher. Teacher, please explain to me. I've done my researches, but I just couldn't make this conclusion. So like that, you want to choose a reliable institution, and you want to make sure they have the right certification, is recognized, and then you choose the book, and then you choose the teacher, and then you want to see what is the qualification the teacher has, isn't it? These are the things that we do. So many have opinion that I do not need a guru. I came from God. God knows what's in my heart. So why do I need somebody in between? I'm God's child. So all dealings, it should be direct. Yeah, but how do we know what to do? But here Krishna is telling, I like this. You need to do this. He's giving you a choice. Later you will come to a conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is not dictating you in any way to do things in a very strict manner. He's giving you choices and consequences. If you do this, you get this. If you do this, you get this. If you do this, then you come to me, like that, right? So we will go in detail that. So we that in a normal circumstance, we how even in a homeschooling, right? You don't want to go to school, you don't want to have a normal teacher, but your mother is the homeschooling teacher. So like that, you always need somebody to get the knowledge from, like parents connect us to ancestors. We need a connection there. So similarly, guru connects us to the discipline succession. All the 4 sampradayas, finally they go to Krishna, and a guru makes us a servant of God, just like he is. He doesn't, whoever says that he is God then something is wrong somewhere. Prabhupada says a person who says that he is God, then he is a DOG. He will say like that, he just the God, right? So we have to be very careful of these bogus gurus where they claim they are God. All right. And so a good teacher will be able to tell you which is the reliable book to buy, how to read, how to understand. It will make you make the knowledge more easily digestible for you. And not everybody can receive the same knowledge. Maybe for this person you can give lots of scriptural knowledge. For this person you may want to give something else. So the guru knows how to do it, right? So we must carefully analyze and assess the qualification of a guru. What is their ability? So what the guru does, what kind of life he leads. He dedicates his whole life doing devotional service to God, to preach, acquire knowledge. He has done the homework. All our acharyas have done the homework. Like for example, if you read Bhagavad Gita on your own, very simple example, you read the slokas. How would you understand? If somebody needs to explain, so like that, you need to read the purport, the explanation that Srila Prabhupada give, then you can understand, because there are examples how we can apply like that. That's why so many people, they have Bhagavad Gita, they cannot understand. Even I have experienced that. I have relatives telling me that I read so many times, I don't understand. Yeah, because you need guidance. You need to approach a guru to give you that knowledge in a way that you can digest. So so we're going to recap this before we go to the last sloka. So see, there's a full surrender. The way you full surrender is you approach a spiritual master, you inquire submissively. Now, the point here is, do not have blind following. You have to inquire. Krishna is encouraging here, you need to inquire. You render service, you inquire. Just like in school, right? You want to submit assignment, you want to copy it from somebody. Would you go to an average student's work? You would go to a person who already got certification from maybe some 100% mark from the teacher, then you want to copy. So like that, the person already done the work for you. I mean, for him, and you just copy that. I'm not encouraging copying here, but I'm just saying this example is that somebody has already done that work. So you want to just take that. So that's the job of a guru. They have done for us. So we just have to render service to them, inquire submissively, no blind following, okay, and no absurd inquiries. So they will reveal the knowledge to you because they have seen the truth. All right. Okay, we move on to the last sloka. Bindu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'll start. Yajjanta napurna moham ivam yayashi pandava yana bhutani asesani drakshashi atmani atvomahi. Translation: having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is saying, this is the process to approach a guru and obtain the knowledge. And then here he's saying, what is the purpose of this knowledge? What is the purpose of the knowledge? Can you see that first line, the word moham? Moham means illusion. So what is this illusion? So there are 2 points here. One is acquiring knowledge from a self-realized soul. See the first line of the translation, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul. So that is the first point. Okay, so he's saying this person, once you get knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will not fall into illusion. So what is that illusion? Krishna has been saying, Krishna will also declare in later chapters that everything comes from him. He is Paramatma, we are Jivatma. He's the super soul, we are the spirit soul, and our soul comes from Krishna. We are part and parcel. So that is the connection. Now, our forgetfulness causes us to forget that we are connected to Krishna. So when we think we are separate from Krishna, we are a controller on our own, then that is illusion. Okay, many people say that the world is illusion, everything is Maya. Actually, it's not. Why? Because if you beat yourself, you feel pain. Do you feel, oh, it's illusion? No, the pain is real. So the world is also real, but it's temporary. So we need to remember this point. The world is real, but it's temporary. The world is not an illusion. The illusion is thinking that we are the controller and we are separate from Krishna, when actually we are part of Krishna. Okay, since time immemorial, the problem comes is because since time immemorial, we've been transmigrating from body to body, so many bodies, so many men, so many animals. We could have been devas also in the past. So all these changes have made us forget of our origin. Okay, so we need to know how to connect, right? So later we will dive into that later. So next, by getting this knowledge, you will know, Krishna is saying, by getting this knowledge, see the second half of the translation, by getting this knowledge, you will see that all living entities are in me and they are mine. So we do not own anything. Krishna owns everything. So here Krishna is telling, excuse me, you do not own anything. Everything is mine. I made them. They are in me and they are mine. He's telling everything is his. So even we are his. So what to speak of things that we say that's ours, isn't it? Now we are at the conclusion. So conclusion is that all the knowledge that Krishna has been asking about the ultimate realize is, speaking about ultimate realize is this: we are part of him. We are not separate. So this is a good point. We shall not forget that. Okay. For forgetting that means we are under illusion. So that is the point of this sloka. Okay. Right. So I already explained to you the world is not an illusion. It is real, but it's temporary. So to say that the world is illusion is a wrong consciousness. It's a wrong conclusion. But anyways, I'm sitting here. I'm not your spiritual master. I can take you through the right to the channels. Okay. So we will find a guru when you are sincerely seeking. You will find a guru to show you the right way. Okay. So right, there's a short story here. So there's this sadhu and he's got a servant. So one day the sadhu was traveling on a horse and the servant was walking. Then suddenly something fell from the horse, and then the sadhu asked, hey, why you didn't pick it up? You didn't tell me, because you said I have to follow whatever you say. You didn't tell me you need to pick it up. Oh, okay, so now you have to then the sadhu said, okay, whatever fell from the horse, you please pick it up. And then the horse defecate. The horse defecate and the disciples start holding the horse dump, right? Then the sadhu asks, hey, what are you doing? Why are you holding the dump of the horse? You say pick up everything that fell from the horse. Okay, no, you should know what to pick up, what not to pick up. So he was, no, I don't understand, Guruji. Please give me a list what to pick up and what not to pick up. So he gave a list of things that he should pick up and should not pick up. Then suddenly the horse went on a rough road and the sadhu himself fell down. But in the list, the sadhu was not there in the list, right? So the disciple standing there, hey, why you didn't pick me up? Your name is not in the list that you said. So we should not blindly follow. We need to inquire, get your clarification. If you don't understand, you can ask 2-3 times, right? You get the essence of the instruction and you apply accordingly. Okay. Right. So like I said, a guru knows how to give information or guidance to different disciples. All right. So in East Bengal, okay, I can get somebody to read. Kajai, can you read for me, please?
Sure, Mataji.
Okay.
In East Bengal, there was a Brahmana named Tapan Misra. He was confused after reading many Vedic literatures regarding their conclusion on the means to achieve liberation. He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sincerely inquired him to clear his confusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that in Kali Yuga, one can't achieve perfection of life by being a bookworm. One can attain salvation only by chanting the holy names of Krishna. The Sastras recommend Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Vya Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Yeva Nasti, Yeva Nasti Yeva Gotir Anyata. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way.
Yes. So the point, thank you, Mataji. So the point is, you cannot do everything by being a bookworm. So that's how this Tapan Misra, he tried to read all the literatures, but he just got confused. I don't know what to do. Mahaprabhu, help me. Just chant. Just chant. If you can read, you can read, but if you can't, just chant. So there's two ways. You can acquire knowledge and attain Krishna, or you can simply chant, do your devotional service. If you want to cook and offer to Krishna, do that every time, do your chanting, and then you get the same results. Recap time. What was the first thing that, okay, Kajai Mataji, we can unmute everybody. We can just brainstorm the recap. The first topic that we learned today. The time. Sorry? What was the first topic?
Knowledge.
Transcendental knowledge.
Okay, that is the topic of the day. So what was the first thing that we covered in the session? It's about the timeline. What timeline is that? The timeline of Bhagavad Gita. So from who to who to who?
Sun god Vishwashan to Manu, the father of mankind, and to Ikshvaku.
Yes, Krishna to Vivaswan, to Manu, to Ikshvaku. So next, what Krishna says by giving this? What Krishna wants to say? The importance of? Oh, somebody needs to unmute. Who is it? Somebody needs to mute. Okay, are we okay?
Yep.
Right. So what is the next thing that Krishna talks about? The importance of?
That he will.
No, the importance of what succession? What succession?
To pass down the knowledge. The succession.
Yes, the importance of disciplic succession. And then
Chain of succession.
Yeah, how many types of successions we have?
Four.
What are they?
Brahma Sampradaya, Sri Lakshmi Sampradaya,
Lord Shiva, and the four
Kumaras.
Rudra Sampradaya and four Kumaras. Very good. Now, Arjuna asks, how is it possible, Krishna? You give science to this knowledge of science to Vivaswan? So what Krishna says?
Decline in religious practice?
No, when Arjuna asks, remember what Krishna says? Arjuna asked, right? How can you be there when sun god is older? Because he didn't know that Krishna appeared long ago, since the beginning of time.
Then Krishna says, all remembrance and forgetfulness comes from me.
From him.
Yeah, the difference of appearance of Krishna and us is different, right? And then Krishna went to explain about something about his duty of Kshatriya. What topic is that? The different modes, the qualities, remember? It starts with Varna. Varnasrama, the hierarchy, remember? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. And they are categorized based on their work, qualities.
Yeah. Guna karma.
Guna karma, not Janma karma. Correct. So why he's telling this to Arjuna? Why he's giving this explanation to Arjuna? There must be a reason why Krishna is giving all this information. Because Arjuna is a
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya. So our Kshatriya must fight. Kshatriya must fight. So next, and then how to get yourself connected to the parampara? We need to
Guru Bhai.
Find a master.
Yes, approach a guru. And then Krishna speaks about the process. What process is that?
Parambara.
No, when you approach a guru, how do you get the knowledge? What do you do?
Inquire submissively.
Very good. And then before that, render?
Render service.
Yes, render
Inquire
service.
submissively
Yes.
for him to give us or impart his knowledge to us, because they have seen the truth and they know.
Yes, and we cannot blindly follow. That's why Krishna is saying inquire is very important, to ask questions. Okay, why? Because the guru removes the illusion. And what is the illusion?
That we are separate from Krishna and we are not part of him, whereas we are part of him.
Yeah, so that is the illusion. Thank you so much for all the information. This is what we have learned today about knowledge, where the knowledge came from, where we should get the knowledge from, and how to get the knowledge, and why we get to the knowledge. So you can use this to recap your understanding. This is a recap slide I have to give you separately. You will get the standard PDF. Okay. And that's it. So if you want your kit, I think I shared the Google form. You can just order and somebody will contact you. Don't forget your quiz. All right. Thank you very much. Funny story. Yeah.
Can we see the recap slide again, please?
Recap, sure. Do you want me to share in the group?
Because yes, please. Thank you.
I will share in the group because every day was I. All right. Any questions at this point? Sorry, I overshot again. I really can't help it. Tomorrow I try to keep it in 1 hour.
Hello.
Yes, Mataji.
Kasthuri Mataji, I got a question.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. This unperishable knowledge, which is Krishna gave it to Son of God.
Sun God.
Sun God. At that time, about 1,000,000 years ago.
Yes.
Treta Yuga. But then
I know Krishna gave, no, Manu gave, Sun God gave to Manu in the beginning of Treta Yuga, but Krishna gave to Sun God way before that.
But that is not a question right now.
Okay, sorry.
The question is, Prabhupada said that chanting in Kali Yuga, chanting is the only way. But what is the imperishable knowledge? Is chanting or something else?
The imperishable knowledge is the Gita.
1,000,000 years ago, the way could be different because that time is not Kali Yuga.
Okay.
But now it's Kali Yuga. Now, so that time, imperishable knowledge means it cannot be different. It should be the same. Even now, even 1,000,000 years ago, and now it should be the same. Right?
Yes, the knowledge is still the same. The body versus
but
the
then
soul.
Why in Kali Yuga only chanting is there? Is the way for liberation? This is my question.
The imperishable knowledge here, is it? sorry, you can complete your question first. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. You can take your time. This is my question.
No, because I don't know whether you finished your question.
Any yogas, any yogas, it should be the same even millions years ago or even now. It should be the same. It cannot be different because it is unchangeable knowledge. But why? Only in Kali Yuga the knowledge is changing. Only chanting can liberate a soul. But how about in Treta Yuga? The knowledge is different already.
Okay.
Kali Yuga chanting, Treta Yuga maybe meditation. I'm not sure lah. But the knowledge have to be the same.
Okay.
Even though the time change, right?
Okay.
So this is my question. Because I love to chant Hare Rama Hare Krishna. But I'm in a different spiritual movement. But I'm interested because I know Bhagavad Gita deep and I really can understand Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Even without but today I'm attending. I'm understanding better.
Thank you.
I'm understanding better.
Okay.
So
okay. Can I explain?
Yeah.
Okay, now when you say the knowledge is imperishable, when you quoted the imperishable knowledge, first I want to understand what is your understanding about the term imperishable knowledge. You
say everything is not permanent, temporary.
The world.
This knowledge have to be permanent.
Yes, it is.
Temporary.
It is not temporary. The knowledge is not temporary. The world is temporary.
Permanent. But why the method for liberation can be different? Each one is the same. Before and after.
Okay. Like yesterday, were you in the class yesterday, Mataji?
No, sorry, because yesterday I got no mood. I was engaged in other.
Okay. So the thing is, we covered this in pretty detail yesterday's class. I gave a slide on 4 different yugas. So in Satya Yuga, the way to attain self-realization is through dhyana. So those days, they do dhyana for hundreds and thousands of years because people lived very, very long those days. And then when it comes to Treta Yuga, the yagya was a very predominant practice to attain self-realization. That time the brahmanas was pure, the milk, the mantra, the ghee, everything was pure. They can sacrifice an animal and bring it back to life. So
it's a dynamic kind of knowledge, right?
Yes. So later in Dwapara, the predominant practice to attain self-realization was building temples, deity worships. Now, as the age degrades and people have a lesser, living, what do you call that? Age, they are short-lived compared to the earlier yugas, and also the life, the kind of life that we have, we cannot have thousands of years to do meditation. We cannot have yagya all the time.
But the knowledge comes from Krishna, only one knowledge. How at time changes, it becomes different.
No, the knowledge is the same, that the body versus this body is not, we are not the body, we are the soul. The knowledge is the same, Prabha Mataji.
The sampradaya is changing according to the time, right?
The knowledge is the same. Now, that's why I want to understand your understanding about what do you think of the imperishable knowledge, because the knowledge from what I explained is
now you are saying dhyana, you're saying dhyana, yagna, different yugas.
These are methods. So I think you're confusing between the methods and the knowledge. The knowledge is the same, that we are not separate from Krishna, that's one. We are not the body, we are the soul, that's one, another thing. And we do activities as sacrifice for Vishnu. These are all knowledge. These are the knowledge. All right. The way to attain self-realization, it changed from yuga to yuga. The benefit
change. Krishna doesn't change, right? Krishna doesn't change it, right?
Krishna doesn't change, but it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita.
Changed. The sampradaya, the chain of sampradaya changed it according to the time, right?
Sampradaya doesn't change. It's the lineage just comes down, right?
The method changes, right?
The method changes according to the degradation of the age. Because what is
the authority to change?
Because Krishna already mentioned in Bhagavatam. He mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, so you need to open Srimad Bhagavatam. Even yesterday, because you didn't attend the class yesterday, there was a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the information was given. If you look at the slide that we shared in the group yesterday, the verse is there and the translation is also there, which says the benefit that you get from all those activities in Treta, in Satya, Treta, Dwapara, the result you get by doing this chanting. So which means the method has been made easier for people in Kali Yuga. So that is the conclusion. I hope you are.
But it was authorized by Krishna, is it?
Yeah, you look at the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's mentioned.
Authorized by Krishna.
Do you have the PDF shared in the
Krishna
group?
authorized chanting is the only way for liberation in Kali Yuga?
Yes, because that is the best way in Kali Yuga. Yes.
Is there any proof Any
What kind of proof, Prabha Mataji? Because we have devotees leaving their body with the chanting of holy names. So that kind of proof, and yeah, so what proof? You need to look at the PDF. You just take a look first and see whether it's clarifying your doubt, or you can still come back to me. I can provide more information for you, because I can see that you're enjoying, but you just want to get more clarification, right?
I
No, the Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji.
Chanting is the method for liberation in all the yugas. It's emphasized more in this yuga because we cannot do any other way. So this is a very critical point you have to understand. Chanting is there all the time. No one is saying it's not there in the first yuga. It's only there in the Kali yuga. So it's just that the people lived longer and they did meditation and all the things in Treta in Satya Yuga and all that. But we can't do it. We don't have the capability to do it, and we're not as pure as them. So for this yuga, we have this chanting, which is very easy, but it's also available in all yugas. That you must know. Chanting is there all the time. You can.
Okay, thanks for the answers. I think I got the point. Thanks a lot.
All right, great.
Thank you, Prabha Mataji. You can ask if you need further clarification. Think about it. Then you can ask. You can call me or message me. Okay? I'll be happy to help you.
So during the Chinese New Year, we continue, is it? Chinese New Year public holiday.
Chinese New Year. We are doing this non-stop 18 days. We will do non-stop actually. Yes. Will you be away?
No, I'll be at home.
Okay, that's good. We can have longer session on public holidays. Thank you, Mataji.
Thanks, Kasthuri.
Thank you, Mataji. Where are you from, Prabha Mataji?
I'm from Klang.
Okay. How did you get to know this course, about this course?
I don't know. I got some
forwarded message.
Yeah.
Nice.
I went to KL Center. That was when I'm in university. I'm studying in university. That's year 1991.
Okay, that must be the earlier building then.
Yeah. Quite long. I never actually went to the center yet.
Okay. Yeah. Now MCA also is not open, so we have to wait.
I think everyone also same case. Cannot do anything.
Yeah, but we are doing a lot. We are actually doing more classes online. We are hearing a lot of classes is easily accessible now. So everybody stay put at their places.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's advantages and disadvantages. So we make the best out of all the situations. Okay, Prabha Mataji, I have a meeting shortly with the parents of my children. School, something.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Good evening, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
See you all tomorrow.
See you all
Have
tomorrow.
a good day. Stay safe, everyone. God
Anybody
bless.
wants Loka, please let me know. I can give. Okay, bye, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow chapter 5, huh?
Sorry?
Tomorrow chapter 5, kan?
Chapter 5, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Paramis Mataji.
Okay.
You are the first one.